Right. I am typically classified as the earliest Homo erectus, and as such, I have the smallest brain capacity. In fact, given that my brain capacity is 600 cc's and that most Homo erectus is at least 900, then I am intermediate between the later Homo erectus and the more primitive Homo habilis and Homo rudolfensis. So I have a bit of a small brain, and there's a bit of sexual dimorphism between males and females, more so than in later hominids. A skull known as the Broken Hill skull, found in Zambia, has the largest brow ridges by far known in any hominid. That is its most significant feature. The skeleton was very robust, and similar remains have been found throughout other regions of Africa. When a species spreads over a large geographic area, well, very often there are variations in different populations of this species. This is true in modern humans, and it was true in Homo erectus as well. And so one Homo erectus skull can vary from another, especially if they are found in different parts of the world or at different times. In general, Homo erectus populations possessed a skull which was lower and longer. In other words, there was less of a forehead and more of an occipital region in the back of the skull. Also, the brow ridges were a bit larger and heavier than typical in modern humans. The brain size of Homo erectus certainly varied from 750 cc's or even perhaps as little as 600 cc's if one includes Homo floresiensis, to more than 1200 cc's. The average of the earliest Homo erectus forms was 900 cc's, and the average of the later forms was 1100 cc's, and so there was a gradual increase in the size of the brain in Homo erectus populations over time. These sizes overlap with more primitive hominids at the lower range, and with modern populations at the upper range. While earlier forms of hominids had been bipedal, they were not as efficient in their bipedal locomotion as are modern humans. This changed with Homo erectus, the first hominid to be truly modern in its postcranial anatomy. Homo erectus would have been capable of very efficient walking and running, so it would have been the first hominid to move in a way similar to modern humans. Homo floresiensis stood only about a meter in height, about 3 feet. This makes it the smallest of the hominid species. As such, it also had a small cranial volume, more in chimp range than in the range of modern humans. But nevertheless, there are tools and even fire associated with fossil sites, the predation on larger mammals, and, by the endocasts of the brain cavity, the size of some of the lobes of the brain. All these indicate that Homo floresiensis was quite intelligent. Homo erectus is the first species of hominid known to be intercontinental. Not only did it spread throughout Africa, but also throughout the Middle East and Asia, even reaching islands such as Java. And so this species is the best traveled of the hominid species. Homo erectus was associated with tool usage at a number of sites, and some sites have even found evidence of the use of fire. Homo erectus had interesting company. In Asia, it is known that Homo erectus coexisted with the giant ape Gigantopithecus, which would later become extinct, perhaps because Homo erectus hunted it. Also, Homo erectus in Africa would live alongside the robust Australopithecines, which later became extinct. It is unknown how Homo erectus interrelated with these other hominids.